Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2026, and today's construction is by Joseph Gangi, who has contributed a small number of puzzles to the New York Times so far. According to the wordplay column, this is his 8th puzzle. And it's Wednesday, so we'll expect a midweek, mid-difficulty themed puzzle. We see some medium length stacks there in the bottom left corner, presumably mirrored in the top right. But as for the theme itself, we'll have to wait till it reveals itself to us. Let's dive in and see what there is for today's puzzle for Wednesday, April 29th, a puzzle by Joseph Gangi. And right away, a themed, an asterisked theme entry here, failed internet company ? I'm going to not look at the revealer just yet, though it looks like this has something to do with the clue at 58 down. Let's, in fact, do some of these downs here in the top left corner. Robber's pursuer might be a cop. Reproductive cells might be ova, the plural of ovum, Latin for eggs. Wall Street for the U.S. financial industry. Wall Street, nickname or... metonym, maybe? Could be a metonym. Let's see. Half of many a union to be. Do we want like a bride or a groom or something like that? Second hand, used possibly. Recipient of many dad jokes. I feel like I need to sneeze. Do we just want kid or mom, or what do we want here? Little people, big world, network. Network. I don't know what that means. Trait for a good waiter. And so we don't want someone serving food here, but just someone who waits. A good waiter would have patience. Exaggerated the merits of oversold, maybe? Recipient of many dad jokes, maybe a son. Half of many a union to be looks like bride. Strange is odd. Failed internet company combust, in other words. TLC then, the learning channel for Little People Big World. And then this does look like it's going to be a metonym, which is good. In the blank, intensely focused, in the zone. Actor Efron is Zac Efron. Your pick could be any. Mrs. Lennon, writer, Yoko Ono, presumably. And then puzzling question for an internet company. Puzzling question. So these all start with com, it seems. Puzzling question. I don't immediately see it. And I'm kind of stuck in this top left corner unless I can get this one. Coastal city, resort city in Southern California. Coastal resort city. DE. Uh-oh. Okay. Pirate's booty. Maybe loot? Maybe. Select with 4. Opt for. Deep sleep. I don't know. Rinse with water as grain in the brewing process. There is a word for this, and I do not remember what it is. That's actually pretty neat. I don't know. Do something. To act, maybe? To do something? To perform an action? On a different network, say. Not sure what they want there. Visit. Not sure. They usually get no reception. Do we want, like, elopers? Couples who elope? Don't get a wedding reception, maybe? That would be sort of related to 4 down, I guess. That's actually pretty neat. So cool, maybe? Deep sleep. Ingredient in shepherd's pie. Potato. Mashed, usually. Sometimes not. Sometimes scalloped or something else. Visit. Could be a noun or a verb. Don't know either way. Swabby's tool. What is a swabby? I'm not sure. A mop, maybe. Someone who swabs the floor with a mop. On a different network, say roaming. Yeah, okay. Many a 24-hour eatery, a diner, I guess. Visit. Go to see. Uncurated Instagram collections. Uncurated Instagram collections. I really don't know what we want there. Deep sleep. No, I can't see that. Assurance from an internet company. Compromise, I think is what we want there. Oh. Maybe not so cool, but oh cool, because this looks like it's going to be soper, is a word for sleep. Photo deck, uncurated Instagram collections. Photo decks, maybe? Some epaists, maybe photo dumps instead of photo decks. Photo dumps makes much more sense. Because some epaists' moves might be lunges and fencing. Students' subspecialty, maybe they're minor. Trial version, a demo version, maybe. Lemmy Adam, this could be, if they could fill that blank there. Or let me, but this is one of these theme entries again. So, exposure for an internet company. I don't immediately see it. Cabbage Patch Kid, for example, a doll. Those were dolls. Assuages, calms. Poles tossed in a Highland competition. What are these called? Caber toss? I think cabers. Elevator part, the cab of the elevator, I guess, the compartment in which people or things ride. Just. Do we mean the adjective or the adverb or... I'm not sure. Illustrated story from an internet company. I almost want comfortable here, but I don't see how that would work. Comparable. A parable. Yes, okay. Takes a breather. Rests, probably. What is this? Could this be something different? Elevator part. I don't think so. Is cabers not correct? Is it spelled differently? Just. I just don't see what that is. Before surgery for short. Pre-op. Pre-operation. Ancient theater. Odeon. Greek theater type. Part of URL, a uniform resource locator. One blank, pithy jokes. One liners. Yeah. Actually, this matters to me a lot. I do care. World War I flying ace, the Snoopy alter ego. What was it? The Baron? The Red Baron, maybe? The Roadrunner to Wile E. Coyote, the Nemesis. There's apparently a new Roadrunner versus Acme. No, a Wile E. Coyote versus Acme movie coming out. Looks pretty interesting. Samples, tastes, possibly. Control center, question mark, probably the letter T, the center of the word control. Get situated, to orient oneself. And zeros is reset, as in a scale or something like that. A count. Where seeds might be placed. Where seeds might be placed. I don't know. Had remorse for, rude. They're on the docket. What are on the docket? pay-per-view question mark and op-ed. I learned that this does not stand for an opinion editorial, but a opinion piece that was placed opposite of the editorial page. So it's sort of on the this is the editorial page would be sort of the perspective of the editors of the newspaper, and the op-ed page would be opposite that, and it would be a place for people unaffiliated with the newspaper to express their views. Lightly strike as a window pane to rap at, maybe. This looks like what? Delmar? Computer? Composer. Ah, yes. So they're on the docket cases, I guess. I don't really understand that. Maybe this is to tap at instead of rap at. And then where seeds might be placed is a tournament where the teams are ranked according to seeds and sort of placed in a bracket according to seeds. So what is this? Just Meeb. This does not make sense. What do I have to adjust? Elevator part. I'm going to take that out because I'm just not sure. Rose up could be anything, and so on, etc. Life story for short, maybe your bio. Rose up, rebounded, or shoe with a kitten variety, stiletto. Blog message from an internet company. Don't see it right away. But this part, 58 down, procedure of the answer to each of these puzzle starred clues, I guess is probably going to be dot. So you get .com bust, or a .com promise, or a .com poser, etc. Trisolarans in the three-body problem, trisolarans in the three-body problem, for example, informally. I guess these are going to be extraterrestrials. Oh, compost. Yes, I see. Yeah, .compost. Derby drink. A julep, mint julep, is a common drink at derbies and other sort of high-class sporting events. Rose up. Spot for a ship's captain is the helm. Oh, rebelled against an oppressor, something like that. Rose up. I don't know who this is. Successor to Mao Zedong. I don't remember those names. I mean, I remember Mao Zedong. I don't remember who the successor was. What a track athlete may do 3 times in one attempt. To jump, I guess. Soak up as gravy, maybe to sop up. Status quo. Total is a sum, so this looks like compress. Okay, yeah, all right. And on par with is equal to, so this is hua gofeng, I guess. And then what do we have here? Caber. I'm fairly confident about Caber given everything else. So what? Elevator part. I mean, I'm going to put in the B again because that's what I had thought initially, but it's not. I mean, or something else is not correct, but I'm fairly sure it's this that's not correct. Mirror. Oh, the car. Okay, is another word for the cab. Okay, the elevator car. Okay. And then for just, we want it's just a little. It's a mere. It's yeah, that kind of thing. Just a trifle, a mere trifle, that kind of thing. Yeah, so let's take a look at the theme. There's no revealer per se, but there are several sort of related clues. All of them sort of have this something to do with an internet company, and the first part of the clue is calm, and then if you take 58 down, you put dot in front of it, the preceder of the answer to each of those puzzle star clues. So put a .com in front of it. That sort of gives it that sense of this is referring to something to do with an internet venture. And so this would end up the full answer to this would end up actually being .com bust. So that would be the failure of an internet company, a failed internet company. But of course, the entry as given is just the word combust, which is a word in itself, but does not relate directly to the clue. So that's the first one. At 25 across, we have an assurance from an internet company. So the answer reads compromise, but what it would end up being is .com promise. A .com promise, an assurance from internet company. Here, the entry ends up reading composer, but a puzzling question for an internet company would be a .com poser. A poser is another word for a question or a riddle. Exposure for an internet company is not compress or compress, but a .com, or not a, but .com press being a synonym for exposure, media, publicity, that kind of thing. At 46 across, we have sort of less and less likely things, but that's fine. An illustrative story from an internet company is not comparable, but a .com parable, a parable kind of similar to a fable or an allegorical story. And finally, a blog message from an internet company is not compost, but a .com post, a blog post. So that is the theme. Pretty fun for this Wednesday. And then what else? This ends up being sparge, which I thought I was going to be familiar with this word. Turns out I'm not. I've never heard that word before. So that is the word for rinsing grain in the process of brewing, I'm guessing, beer. Never heard that word before. I'll have to look into that and see where that came from. Trait for a good waiter is misleading because we're not talking about a waiter of food, but just someone who waits. Should have patience. Never heard the word swabby before, but thankfully was able to connect it with someone who mops floors. This ends up being tap at, not rap at. I have not seen Odeon in the theater, in the puzzle, in the grid for some time, but that does show up every once in a while. This is a fun Peanuts reference here. We could have done without the Peanuts reference. I think World War I flying ace would have been enough, just as a sort of a concept, but in this case it is a specific reference we are making here. I think the name is the Red Baron. Rose up here is, again, a specific sense of this word, not just rose up generally, but rose up specifically in the face of oppression. We have something like rebelled. Zeros, again, we don't want the noun here. We want the verb sense of this as to reset something. I recently sort of refamiliarized myself with the concept of metonyms, so this was fortuitous that I happened to do that and be able to connect this clue to that. But basically what it is when the name for a part of something is used to refer to the whole thing. So Wall Street is just a part of the U.S. financial industry, but it sort of sometimes is, very frequently actually, is referred to. The whole financial industry is just referred to as Wall Street, even though the street itself is just a part of it. I don't know if Little People Big World is a slogan or a show on the Learning Channel, but I'll look it up, I guess. Sopor, it took me a while. Sopor is an older Greek word that gives rise to things like soporific or sleep-inducing. I didn't know, I guess, that it referred to deep sleep in particular. I'm not sure if that's a scientific term or it's just a general term. I'll look that up. I'm not sure why it took me so long to get to photo dumps. Not my thing, I guess. They usually get no reception as fun misdirection for elopers, and thankfully I'd already gotten half of many a union to peace, so I was in that mindset already. Delmar. Never been. Not really familiar. Pay-per-view. yeah, I mean, it's not tricky because there's not really any misdirection here, but it's the phrase "pay per view" is something different entirely, but that's just not what this is. Where seeds might be placed is quite tricky, I think. You definitely are thinking initially of agriculture and not, or farming and not, or gardening, and not tournament bracket construction. 36 down, also a theme-related clue. Glad I remembered Cabers. Yeah, this ends up being car, not cab. I think probably cab is not even correct. I'm thinking about cab as like the cab of a truck or something like that, but there must be a difference. Or maybe they can be referred to as cabs. I'm not really sure, but I certainly have heard them referred to as cars, so I know that is correct. Julep is, I don't even remember what is exactly in it, but I know that a mint julep is a particularly popular type of one, and that they are had as popular drinks at things like the Kentucky Derby or whatever. Control center is the obligatory referring to the word itself and not the meaning clue. So the letter T is the middle letter of the word, the center of the word control. And I've not seen three-body problem, but, can sort of fill in the blanks here. So that's our puzzle for Wednesday, April 29th. I hope you enjoyed that solve. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, let me know. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.